Hey Tide fans, come on in, let's huddle up, talk about this week's game with Ole Miss. I think it's good news anytime Coach Saban is feeling good about things, and he's feeling good about the way we practice this week. We have things to improve on, and for him to say he liked the tempo, the attitude of the team's practice, that's a positive. Now going against Ole Miss, it's going to be a little different, you see. Ole Miss has won 3 games, they've lost only 1. They run the kind of offense that we call an up-tempo offense, and that's to keep the defensive team of Alabama from substituting in various situations. It's to try and wear out the defense also. So our defense may not be able to substitute as often against Ole Miss, but you know what? I think we have better talent. I believe we do. I believe we're better physically, so we should be able to limit that offense. Defensively, Ole Miss has given up, in their one loss, they gave up a lot of points to Texas, 66 of them. So I don't think Ole Miss is going to be able to handle our balanced offense, running and passing game. I'll tell you why. When we call it a balanced offense, that means you're running a number of rushing plays and passing plays to where the opponent can't get a fix on either one. You're doing both things well, running the ball and passing the ball. We maintain that, we're going to win a lot of games, if not all of them. Now, I ask you to send in some questions regarding this week's game. Let's get to them.
All right. Frank wants to know, how can Alabama maintain the high level of play they've been achieving?
Well, Frank, just talking about practicing, buddy. Every team needs to continue to improve throughout the season. And it's so important how you practice. That's why Coach Saban keeps alluding to it, keeps telling us about how they're doing in practice. If he's not happy with their practicing, you can bet he's not going to be happy with the way they perform, because one reflects on the other. So they need to keep improving every week in practice.
Okay. Betty would like to know, how do you think Bama will handle Ole Miss, and will we beat them?
Oh, Betty, I think we're going to win the game because we have maybe the best team in the country. I think the big difference between our two teams is the talent. We have more talent, and the fact that Ole Miss is in a new kind of regime with a new head coach, and their defense just gave up 66 points to the Texas Longhorns. So that makes me feel pretty good about the Tide scoring some points this week.
Okay, and Mike asked, most Alabama fans are expecting this to be another big win. Do you think we'll see the younger Tide players earlier in the game?
Oh, that's a good question, Mike, because whenever we've built up leads against some of the earlier teams we've played, I was wondering when we're going to put in the younger guys so they can get some experience. But before we concern ourselves with our younger guys getting experience, we need to assure ourselves that our regulars are improving the way they need to improve. And even though we've seen some one-sided games, score-wise, we haven't played perfect football. Our offense and defense, our players know that on any given play, somebody on those sides of the ball maybe didn't do the thing they're supposed to. So you can only get the kind of experience you need full speed against opponents. And that's why our experienced players have been playing longer, and our younger guys don't get on the field always as soon as we think they should to get that experience. I tell you what, folks, I got to believe that our Tide's going to come through tonight, and I know you're going to come through out there at that stadium. You let them hear that Roll Tide and give them the enthusiasm that we know they enjoy playing with, and I know you fans love to have when you're at the ballpark. Until next week, it's Roll Tide, all right? Ready, break.